I'm pretty sure most of you guys who have been on this around this channel for a while, you know how much I love Moritz Seider and how much I love German prospects. Being German myself, I have a lot of German ancestry. I love seeing hockey players come out of the land of Deutschland. It's awesome. But this year has me very excited. This draft class coming up has 3 highly touted German players, all playing in the DEL, the men's league of Germany, and they're doing pretty good. I'm pretty sure you guys can name one of them, but there are 2 others who are doing just as well. I shouldn't say just as well, or else there'd be 3 Germans going in the top 10, but really pulling their own and maybe being able to be a late first and second round pick. Anywho, the 3 players I want to talk about today: Tim Stutzle, which is probably everyone's favorite, eligible to almost be a top 5 pick. That's what a lot of people are talking about. And then we got Jason Peterka. I just call him JJ Peterka, it's a lot easier. And then one of my favorites, Lukas Reichel, who is just awesome. I was going to make a whole video on him maybe another day. I have so many clips of him, but I thought I'd just do all 3 of them at the same time here. Might as well go from the top here, and I don't think he needs too much of an introduction. Tim Stutzle, a lot of you may already know, like I already said, he's highly touted, but what makes him this player that a lot of people are calling the next Leon Draisaitl? He is just dynamic. He is always moving his feet. He's a great all-around offensive player. In his own end, he may need some work. He is not the biggest. I think he's 5'11", like 165. He's pretty small, but in that offensive end, power play, 5-on-5, it doesn't matter. He's someone you got to always have your eye on. I'd say, you know, a couple of years ago, I'd say he was more a designated shooter, I would say quite more. But as he's made his jump over to the DEL, he's really started to showcase his playmaking. How many times I've seen him dish a beautiful pass on the power play, or just there's one where he's just passing it from behind that beautiful play. That's one of my favorite passing plays, like in all of hockey. That no look behind the back when you're behind the net to the guy who's wide open on the other side of the cage, and the goalie is looking the other way, but he doesn't already know that the puck's in the net. Not to mention too, Tim Stutzle just has a sick pair of hands. Like I said, when you're always keeping your feet moving, apply those 2 together, and what you have is something incredible. Currently, Tim Stutzle has 15 points in 17 competitions with Adler Mannheim. Take it, that is a stacked team, and they don't even have Moritz Seider. Moritz Seider is playing in Grand Rapids right now. That's who we should be playing for, though. But just you know, matter of fact, Mannheim is probably going to produce 2 top 10 picks in 2 years. That is quite awesome. Probably later in the year I'll make a whole video on Tim Stutzle. He's that good, guys. I honestly believe top 5 is applicable. It can happen easily, and I would love to see it. Up next we got Jason Peterka, or simply JJ Peterka. I'm just going to keep calling him that for now. Anyways, first of all, I apologize for the footage. Peterka is one of the harder ones to actually find footage of. I really only was able to find some of this U19 Czech League stuff, and it was a really weird, development program he was in. I'm not even really sure if I'm too fond upon it. But anyways, playing in the DEL this year for Munich, he is someone who's extremely dynamic, but what he lacks is the IQ, unlike Reichel and Stutzle, who I think that really is the high aspect of their games. But JJ Peterka really has a lot of the tools. He is a quick skater. He has some of the most ambitious plays I've seen from any of the prospects. He's a really ambitious player. Lots of real sick passes, lots of great skating. He's got a good shot too, but the problem is it's just that IQ. If he can really establish his IQ in the DEL from playing alongside all these older people, he definitely has a chance to be someone who could easily find himself in the late 2nd round or maybe the early 3rd round. He should get drafted. He's a pretty good talent, and if you get his head working in the right direction, he's going to do wonders. May I also add, out of all the 3, he gets the least amount of ice time, so the stats make sense. He's got 6 points in 17 games. Not terrible for a 17-year-old in a league of men. And finally, one of my favorites, and one of my dark horse candidates to be a late 1st round draft pick, Lukas Reichel. Playing for Berlin Eisbären, or Eisbären Berlin. They do stuff backwards over there in Germany, who knows. But anyways, one of my favorite players in this draft that is definitely not North America. I know I got my favorites like Marco Rossi already, Connor Zary, but Lukas Reichel is up there. Lukas Reichel is so underwhelmingly underrated. I mean, I'm saying under twice in 2 words there, but wow. Lukas Reichel, probably out of all 3 of them the most complete game. And I'm not saying he's like a 2-way forward dynamo. He plays on a line with Maxime Lapierre, which warms my heart being a Canucks fan. But Maxime Lapierre, you know, playing alongside a guy who's got a pretty well defensive mindset, you want to say, it helps him a lot. And in his own end, he's not too much of a burden. But in the offensive end, Lukas Reichel shines. Great hockey IQ, Not as fast as someone like Stutzle or Peterka, but his puck handling skills and his vision and his drive to be somewhere on the ice where something is going to happen is incredible. Reichel was someone who was always kind of shunned for his size. Only like, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, he was not too big. But in this final year, he's finally bulked up a bit, and he's 6 foot, around 170 pounds. Which is alright, you can say. But he plays like someone who is a lot heavier than for himself. He goes hard to the net, he grinds away, he gets the dirty goals, which is great to see from someone who's as young as this, playing such a mature game already. And being on Berlin, they're not the most stacked team in the DEL, so he gets a fair amount of ice time, around 14 to 15 minutes a game. For someone who's 17, that's awesome. He's not as flashy as someone like Peterka or Stutzle, but he gets the job done, and he wins games with Berlin. His stats are alright, 11 points in 16 games, he's got the most goals out of all the three with 6. I'd say he's the most developed shooter. He likes to shoot a lot more than I say Stutzle and Peterka does. But honestly, just a great player, just awesome. Pretty little nifty playmaker too, I may add so myself. Well, now you got a little brief little thing on all of them there too. You understand where I'm getting at. Germany has a bright future. Plus Moritz Seider, Dominic Bach. You got so many more. I'm probably missing a couple there too. I'm just saying the first two that came to my head there. And with Leon Draisaitl, that national team can be awesome in a couple of years. But something I'm going to be keeping my eye on is going to be the World Juniors this year. Germany finds a spot this year, and you bet your ass that Tim Stutzle, Lukas Reichel, and JJ Peterka are all going to be there. I don't know if they'll be on the same line, although that would be a dream line. That'd be awesome. I expect all of them to be on that line though, or on that team, not that line. I've been keeping updates on these guys religiously. I love these guys. I can't wait to see where they go in the draft this year in Montreal. It's gonna be a really exciting experience, and I hope you guys learned a bit more about some German hockey. Anyways, with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next prospect report. Bye bye.